I just wanted to start off by saying something happened yesterday slash this morning. Actually, I was like, yes, actually at like 9 this morning. Uh, I ended up getting the 50/50 guaranteed saber off of the banner at fairly early biddy, which was nice. I'm pretty sure all my luck is gone though now, with how good my luck's been recently. I won my second 50/50 in a row for like the first time since like here. I don't even know when this was. When did I pull? Yeah, you can see it if you do this. 8/19. So it's been like a year since I've won more than one 50/50 in a row. So, yeah, not bad. But yeah, I wanted to do something a bit interesting today. I might be cooking something that I discovered while I was bored, and I kind of thought about it a bit. So basically, I was testing out some Evernight teams, and I would like to test them into this side, but I'm like kind of too lazy to fight that side. So I've been testing them into this side, which, as you can see, Japard has ice resist, which kind of sucks. But I was actually able to get a 0 cycle on Japard with Evernight DPS. But I will not be playing the optimal Evernight team. Instead, I found a different Evernight team that's actually pretty fun, which is this one. Evernight Jingliu, and then I'll just put Saber on this side, just to test it out. Because, yeah, if you don't know how Evernight works, I guess I can't show it here. I gotta go back to the thing here. So, if you don't know how DPS Evernight works, your main goal is to blow up the jellyfish, just like your main goal with Gastrus is to blow up the dragon. You blow up the jellyfish by getting a bunch of stacks. It can stack infinitely, but the extra stacks, as far as I'm aware, they just make your like explosion number bigger, but they're additive. It's not like multiplicative or anything. So it's not like having a bunch of stacks is really changing anything. But yeah, the fastest way to get stacks is to drain HP, which is where Hyacinth comes in, because Hyacinth's signature light cone drains HP. So as long as you have this thing, you don't even really need Hyacinth, you just need her signature, then you're good, but Hyacinth helps. You can technically run this on RMC, but if you don't know, Jingliu's passive, the little like synergy thing, or not really her passive, but her talent, the synergy thing, you get that from whenever Jingliu's allies drain HP as well, and Jingliu can also drain HP. So you can have her draining HP, you can have Hyacinth draining HP, so you have double drain. You could also have like Jade as well as another HP drainer. I believe Maide drains his own HP, and Blade as well. So they technically count towards Evernight stacks, but I believe Jingliu is definitely probably the best out of them, just because she drains everyone else's but herself. So yeah, you can either run her with Sunday like this, or you can run with RMC, actually. And this is with either S1 everyone, by the way. And yeah, I was able to get pretty close to 2 cycles on this earlier, but the reason that I didn't get the 2 cycles was because I messed up the timing, because I was playing on mobile and my phone was really hot, because it gets really hot when I play Star Rail for more than like 5 minutes, and I got a bunch of notifications during the cycle change and it made me mistime the... I would have been able to ult with Remembrance MC, which would have given me enough energy to summon Mim, so that way I could action advance Evernight, so that way she could finish off Japard, because Japard had like 3 HP. But yeah, I wasn't able to do it fast enough, so it ended up being a 3 cycle. And that was my second attempt of it, and that was all I had time for today. On my phone. Okay, that's exactly what I would have done anyway. You want to skill on Mim, so that way Mim summoned. You want to skill with Hyacinth, so that way little Ika's summoned. Then we can go ahead and activate Advanced Evernight, but we're not going to do anything with her just yet. We do want a Hyacinth, right? As you can see, we got a bunch of stacks, which is exactly what we need for Evernight. So I'm going to focus the Lady of Crashing Waves first, but I mean, it doesn't really matter which one you do, because this guy will eventually taunt March, so she is forced to... Like, she does AoE, but she has, like, a targeted AoE, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you run RMC, you actually get Jing Liu to trigger that without needing to use a skill point. If you're running Sunday, she doesn't trigger that because Mem counts as an extra ally that you're draining from. I think that this team also has more damage on March than the Sunday variant, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't look at the actual numbers of like the damage itself, I just went for the cycles of Declare. And they were the same. And that was with Sunday buffing March and with Mim going into March for both of the tests. I think that that's better. As you can see, Jing Liu still has pretty high personal damage. Also, Tribi was like the same. Or wait, let me see my notes, because I just wrote it down a note earlier. Okay, so Evernight, Tribi, Hyacinth, RMC get a 0 cycle. Evernight, Jing Liu, Hyacinth, RMC get 2 cycles if I would have timed it better. Evernight, Jing Liu, Hyacinth, Tribi, and that's E0 S1 Tribi, got 2 cycle. And then Evernight, Tribi, Hyacinth, Sunday. Okay, so I didn't run this team with Sunday as the other DPS. Oh yeah, because it just would have been down. But anyway, Evernight, Tribi, Hyacinth, Sunday. So if you ran Evernight DPS solo with Sunday, then it got 2 cycles instead of with RMC for the 0 cycle. And then Jing Liu, Tribi, Hyacinth, Sunday got 4 cycles. So this team does actually do better than Jing Liu as a main DPS for this side specifically. So the thing with this test that makes it a little bit weird is that you have this Lady of Crashing Waves enemy here. This enemy likes to attack a lot, which they do AoE attacks, which means that it hits every ally on the field. This team has a lot of allies, and not only that, your whole thing with Evernight is that you want all of your allies to be hit because it gives you stacks of your thing here. So yeah, this enemy is kind of favored for this team, but at the same time, Japard has ice resist, which makes this team struggle a bit. Also, this team is really skill point efficient or whatever because Evernight doesn't use skill points, Jing Liu doesn't use skill points. Your only skill point user is really like Hyacinth, and then you can just have RMC basic attack the whole time. Then, or actually, March might be. Either way, I just noticed that I didn't really have issues with skill points with this in my testing. Let's see how it summons these things. So whenever they're like this, if you hit them 4 times, they action advance and attack, which gives you a bunch of Evernight stacks for free. But yeah, as you can see, March can actually overcap her stacks as well. This doesn't have a limit. You can get this as high as you want. The bad thing about this team is that you cannot autoplay it that well because Mim always tries to buff Jing Liu instead of March. That could just be because my March build's not great. I mean, my Jing Liu build is worse. My Jing Liu does not have a 4-piece set. She is wearing a full relic set, but not like a proper set. She just has it for stats. Whereas Evernight at least has a proper relic set, even though she doesn't really have enough for it. But it's fine.
Stop stressing.
Yeah, you can just ult with RMC wherever. There is one spot where you do want to hold your ult with RMC. And that's whenever you start the fight against your card. You do want to try to hold your ult for that. And that's just because Japard will shield the enemy, so if the shield blocks Evernight's burst, you lose out on quite a lot of damage. These enemies don't have ice resist or whatever, so that's another thing, is that Japard's the only enemy that will be facing on this side that has any form of ice resist. It doesn't matter that that cycle happened that way, because that cycle is always going to happen. I just know we just would have done enough damage to kill everything on the field currently, so it was always going to transition into this cycle. But yeah, as you can see, you just stack up really quickly. And Jing Liu is also permanently stacked as well with this team, which is kind of like... this kind of reminds me of back whenever Jing Liu came out, there was a Jing Liu Blade team. It does play very similar ways to that. I'm just gonna basic here because I don't have a reason to skill. We are in this transition, so I'm actually gonna hold the ult here. Just because this enemy is going to die with this. Evernight. Okay, so we want to... We can Evernight ult. And we can skill and get ult. You see, we're still getting stacks. Okay, so I'm gonna be holding the Trailblazers ult until Chapard does his shield. It's because the shield being up and blocking one of these characters' abilities is really bad. So it is very good. Because I'm not losing the min buff. As long as I still have the min buff, I can. Okay, if you need this, okay, good. Jing Liu went off at the right time. I almost got it at the wrong time. Okay, so now we can drop the min. Oh, break that barrier.
Time for some sweet dreams. Your time to shine.
But yeah, another thing to consider with this game is that you can try to hold your Jing Liu abilities for... If you don't know, March has a debuff she can apply. She doesn't have it right now, but she has a debuff that she can apply that makes enemies take 30% more damage, so you can just, you know, do that during turns where you're about to attack the Jing Liu.
Ready for death.
I'm gonna hit this here so I don't get hit on the
This ends here.
Yeah, you can see Japard doesn't
Stop messing around. Again.
put up the shield again. He will put it up next turn, but these enemies should be dead by the time he gets another shield up. It's a good thing.
Being in sync, I'm still here.
So yeah, as you can see, all the enemies are dead, so hard now. We are on the second cycle. Yeah, do keep in mind Japard does have natural ice resist, so.
We can do anything. You can do it. Time for some sweet treat. Treat our guests next. Don't worry. Night falls. Good night.
Yeah, we got 3 here, so I'm not sure why we got 3. Maybe I could have got him an extra mim hit or something. Missed a mim action advance, but yeah, I was able to get 2 on it earlier, but yeah, that time I got 3. But yeah, I mean, still 3 cycles is pretty good. That's what I get on, or no, I think my dot team can 2 cycle this side. Which my dot team is all E0, S0, but 3 cycling it with, Japart having ice resist is not that bad in my opinion for sure. You can actually 0 cycle it with this team, or at least I was able to 0 cycle it with this team here, which I do think it's better to run Evernight as like a solo DPS, but I mean, if the enemy boss that you're facing doesn't have ice resist and it is instead ice weak, like Xander here, who has ice weakness and stuff, then you can definitely run this team and it would be pretty good. You can even get Cyrene over RMC in the future, I would imagine. I don't know what their kit is, but I would imagine that you could probably do that, no particular reason. If you wanted to, try to get Jingliu to have the light of day scene again. You can also run Tribi if you want Jingliu's damage to go up. If you have E1 Tribi as well, especially, there's not really much of a reason to run RMC. The action advance is kind of nice because it does give you a lot of stacks with Evernight whenever you are action advanced, but she's mostly just there for the true damage. She also gives team-wide crit, but Tribi gives better team-wide buffs than RMC's. RMC is more of like just buffing Evernight. Specifically, I think I did try Sunday, I think I tried this, but having Sunday buff Jingliu and it didn't work, but that well, I just didn't even continue with it because the damage was too low. That might have been me trying the Sunday team, and I just could tell that the damage was just way too low for it to actually work. The main thing with Sunday is that the jellyfish Eevee will just be dead most of the time, so you don't really get much out of his true value. Kind of the same issue with casters. Like, casters can at least have the dragon stay alive for a bit, so that way you get more Sunday value, but yeah, a lot of the time with March, you're not really even having a Memo Sprite on the field, so it's a little tough to keep Sunday's full buffs active all the time. Which, I mean, you get his full buff still on March specifically, but you don't get it on the Memo Sprite because it's dead. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that this was a fun team. I saw some people talking about it, like back when Evernight was still in like beta and stuff, but everyone just kind of dismissed it for other teams and didn't really talk about it. And I haven't seen anything since then, so I thought I would make a video on it because I am someone that still likes Jingliu a lot. I literally got Hyacinth's Light Cone for Jingliu's rework, by the way. That's the reason that I pulled it. It was not for my Hyacinth to be better. It was not for my casters to be better. It was not for Evernight because I didn't even know about Evernight's kit at the time or anything. It was literally just because I had heard that Jingliu will like Hyacinth's signature light cone on Hyacinth. So I was like, well, I will grab that. Because I do like Jingliu a lot, even though I don't really play her. And she also doesn't have a proper relic set yet because I haven't been able to get a good moment of farming. I thought that she was going to use this set, but she does not use that set. You want to have her faster than Sunday, which she is faster than my Sunday with this current build, but as you can see, this build definitely has a lot of issues. But yeah, she is E0 S1, Evernight is E0 S1, Hyacinth is E0 S1, and RMC is E6 S5 with the Herda Shop Light Cone. Well, if you want to see the stats, and then her relics are pretty solid. My Hyacinth's relics are also pretty solid as well. I farmed that one a lot because I farmed it for Saber as well. And then Evernight's relics are not great because I literally just crafted them after pulling her yesterday, as of the time of recording this, so I'm still going through and farming them, but I mean, they could use some like rerolls and get better off of that as well. I do think you want to be using this set with Evernight as a main DPS in this specific team, just because the other set that you can use with Evernight as a main DPS is the one that buffs if you have more Memo Sprites or whatever. I don't think I have. Yeah, this one here, Arcadia. So you get some extra damage and stuff for more people on the team. I don't really think that's good because Jingliu does not have a Memo Sprite, but yeah, outside of that, pretty fun team and everything. I just thought I would showcase. But yes, I was able to zero cycle this first half with this team here. And the Tribi variant of the other team instead of RMC also worked. I just like RMC more personally, just because I like the action advance stuff, and I like using the Trailblazer when I can. But if you prefer Tribi, screaming and launching rockets all the time, then you can use Tribi instead. This also, if you use RMC, obviously you can just use Tribi in like another team. Like if I wanted to run like a Saber team for my second half, that frees up Tribi and allows me to run this team for Xander, which is pretty good. Like, this should be able to clear within 10 cycles for sure, but I'm not sure about like zero cycling or anything, obviously, for the Xander side, just because he does have a lot of HP, even though I did get my Saber up to E2 today. So I definitely want to try some things out with her. My Saber build's also still not great, but yeah, I still want to try some stuff out with Saber. I just wanted to make a video on this team because I didn't really see anybody talking about it, and it's fun if you have Jingliu and Hyacinth Signature as well. I don't even really know if you need Hyacinth Signature if you have Jingliu on this team, just because you're having the Jellyfish die constantly. I guess I could test that out in the future, but I don't know. I mean, it's just way better to have Hyacinth Signature anyway, for Evernight specifically. Like, there's pretty much no character in the game that uses Hyacinth on their team that wouldn't want the HP drain. Like, Caster is the best team would want the HP drain as well and everything, so yeah. With that out of the way, gonna end things here for now. Guess I'll see everyone in the next one.